I'd like to welcome you to the Tennessee Virtual College Fair this evening. Before we get started with our presentations, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that you will be using the Q&A button to interact with the panelists. So if any questions come up during the presentations or for any of the panelists at any time, please feel free to type them in to the Q&A button. If you have a question for a specific school, please put that school's name before the question. General questions, you can just post them. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And also just a reminder that you're welcome to sign up for more sessions at the same website where you signed up for this evening session. And then about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on the registration website. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first school, the Visible Music College.
Awesome, thanks so much. Well, let me get my slides pulled up here and we will get started. All right, hopefully everybody can see that and we'll jump right in. All right, so my name is Heather. I am the VP of Admissions here at Visible Music College. I'm excited to share a little bit with you guys about our awesome school, and hopefully it'll be exactly what some of you are looking for. So Visible is a private Christian music college started by the founding guitar player of the Christian rock band Skillet. He saw a need while on tour with other bands to have a college where Christian musicians and creatives could get training in both skill and character. So this is our main focus at Visible. So what makes us different from other colleges? Well, first off, we have a 1:6 teacher to student ratio, which is one of the perks of going to a small private Christian college. So not only do you get more time with your professors, but they actually become your friends, which is really cool. Another awesome perk of Visible is that we do offer a $5,000 scholarship to all of our bachelor's students. Doesn't require essays or scholarship applications. And then we also have talent and academic scholarships for those who qualify. And then probably the biggest thing that sets us apart is our community. We are very intentional about embracing diversity, not just racially, but also musically. So Visible has a very rich, colorful community with students from many nations, cultures, and musical backgrounds. And then of course, Visible is just fun. Lots of other colleges are fun too, but at Visible, there's always music happening everywhere you go on campus, which is really neat. So regular concerts, worship circles, we have movie nights, cookouts, all the fun stuff. So we like to have as much fun as we like to learn. So it's cool. We do offer 3 different degree types. We do have a 10-month certificate program with 24 college credits. Then an accelerated Bachelor of Arts degree, which you can do in 3 years instead of 4. And then we also have 2 Master of Arts degrees, which can be completed in 2 years. So now let's take a look at your program options. So first up, we have our Modern Music program, which helps prepare you for a career in music, whether you want to be a recording artist or leading worship for a church or ministry. So from day one, we'll have you playing in bands, performing around your city, recording in the studio. It's a fully immersive experience into what it's like to be a professional musician. Next up, we have our music business program. So this program helps prepare you for a job in the music industry, whether you want to work for a record label or managing bands. As a music business student, you'll be assigned to be a band manager for student bands, helping them learn about signing contracts, recording and publishing deals, and how to promote themselves as artists. So you'll gain tons of hands-on experience so that when you graduate, you're ready to jump right into your field. Then we have the music production program, which is designed for future record producers, studio engineers, and live sound engineers. Every student gets behind the board every day. You will learn everything from digital to live sound and even the business side of running your own studio or recording business. Our music production students are constantly recording bands and artists for real money, not just for a grade. So you can actually start working in your field even while you're a student. And then lastly, we have our creative leadership department. This is designed for those creators and dreamers who aren't necessarily musicians, but love being around artists and creating awesome content. So we have 2 concentrations in this program: content, which is for photographers, graphic designers, bloggers, or anything in that creative space. And then ministry, which is for those who kind of see themselves in a church or ministry in a pastoral type role. So then once you get done with your bachelor's, you can keep on going into one of our 2 master's programs. So we have a Master of Arts in Leadership, which allows you to take your program, whichever one you were doing in the undergraduate, you can kind of take it to the next level. And then we also have a Master of Arts in Worship for worship leaders who are wanting to take their understanding of leading and theology of worship even deeper. So where are we? We're kind of everywhere. We have 4 campus locations to choose from where you can study any of these programs: Memphis, Dallas, Chicago, and Atascadero. And then, of course, we also are offering remote classes. We're in the middle of the pandemic, so that's happening. But even beyond that, we continue to offer remote classes for any students who aren't able to come to one of our locations. So hopefully, that's kind of it for me. Hopefully someone on here is an aspiring musician, producer, creative leader, or future music industry professional. If so, here's how you can get in touch with us if you like what you saw. I'll be happy to answer any questions in the chat during the rest of our time together. And then also be sure to find us on social media at VisibleMC. We'd love to connect with you. And that's all I have. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thank you very much, Visible Music College. Our next presenter this evening will be Drury University.
Okay, let's see. Awesome. I believe I got it to work. Awesome. Well, awesome. Thank you. Well, hi, my name is Nick Burkhardt. I am the Tennessee rep for Drury University. I am stationed in Springfield, Missouri. So I'm an in-house rep. I'm here for any visitors that come in. Most of our reps, we only have one that's a regional rep in St. Louis. And so most of our reps are from Springfield, Missouri. So Drury is a very small private liberal arts college, but we've kind of gone away from the name just because we structure our programs a little bit differently. Instead of making education well-rounded, we want to focus on the variety and specificity of what you want to go into, so you're not really wasting time, money, all that good stuff. So just a little bit about Drury. We're at NCAA Division II. We have 22 teams. That's growing with emerging sports, a lot of men's sports that also have a women's option that we're picking up here soon, which is awesome. One of the big reasons why we have 0 teacher assistants is because we want the personal attention you see down there, 13-to-1 faculty or student to faculty ratio. That's very important. Personal attention gives our students a leg ahead whenever they're working with key professionals in their field. One thing I always ask students to ask other reps about, mainly because I'm curious and they should be curious as well, what the benefit from choosing their school over another, if there's 2 or 3 in mind, but what makes their institution fun, different, and exciting. Here at Drury, it's definitely Drury Fusion. We fuse profession and life. Most of us young kids are looking for a good work-life balance, and we structure our education to make sure you can do just that. So in the Drury Fusion program, you'll get 3 certifiable life-changing components. Credentials is the big one. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Real-world experience is very key because most entry-level jobs now require around 3 to 5 years of experience, which is pretty difficult when you're still in school. So internships, that experience through projects, and getting out into the community. The last thing, life-changing mentorship can be overlooked sometimes, but we have awesome life coaches that help students out pretty much on a daily basis. So this hands-on experience is very, very crucial for identifying really what you want to do within your life and making sure you're on the right path and gaining those skills. So here's just a few. Curating ancient artifacts is one that I found extremely exciting. Crime prediction using big data, that revolves around our big data analytics credential within our professional credentials. publishing graphic novels, presenting research. All good things are happening. So life-changing mentorship happens at the Compass Center. Academic advising, career planning and development, academic life coaching on big campuses can sometimes be in different offices. At Drury, within our Compass Center, we have them all in one location. So you don't have a chain of emails back and forth between these three departments asking, who is this kid? What's their story? How can we help them? You have them right across the hall. And so you can kind of bounce back and forth within, an hour or two to make sure you're on the right track and you get the best help you need with internships and the plan that you have for at least the first 5 years after you graduate. So diving into the fun part, the certificate analysis. Each certificate has 4 classes. 3 of those, the first 3, will be a skill development, either developing 1 to 3 skills, depending on what classes and the certificate credential that you're looking into. And then the last class will be the research project capstone, presenting that research. A lot of our architecture students are doing hands-on work, creating what they call teardrop trailers for people traveling around that have traveling jobs. They're also developing tiny homes for a lot of our homeless communities to make sure they have a home to live in and a nice warm bed at night. So here's just a few of our students. So this Diego wants to design buildings inspired by ancient temples. Of course, loves Greek mythology and then Comic-Con. Diego's jury fusion would be architecture, designing buildings. His certificates will be Ancients Alive, studying Greek mythology, and graphic storytelling, where he can design his own comic book. Daisy is our last one. She wants to work in the healthcare field as a physician and also play soccer and has a few student leadership roles within student council. Daisy's jury fusion would be biology by way of our pre-med track. Her certificates would be holistic health and well-being, kind of navigating the some of the ever-advancing struggles within our medical field, especially can be extremely tough right now with COVID. And of course, sports leadership is probably one of our favorite certificates to get into. So all these can be found at drury.edu. Everything you'll need can be found at that easy URL to get to. You'll see all 16 certificates within that web page. You'll find all 4 classes that are designed to kind of encompass that certificate, and you'll realize how we can develop almost 50,000 different combinations of what students are studying here. So all that can be found on our website. Again, questions can go in the Q&A chat. A few closing remarks. It's free to apply to Drury. We are test optional, and as of now, all of our classes are still in seating classes. So we're extremely happy about that, and thank you guys.
Great, thank you very much, Drury University. Up next this evening is Columbia College Chicago.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alfredo Echevarria. I am your admissions officer here at Columbia College Chicago. Just some brief information about the college. We are located, as you can guess, in Chicago, Illinois. We are located in the downtown Chicago area in our South Loop neighborhood. So if you know a little bit about maybe Chicago geography, we're about a 5-10 minute walk from Grant Park, Millennium Park. If you know or have ever heard of the Bean, we're about a 5-10 minute walk away from there too. Some numbers I'm going to throw at you tonight are in regards to our student body. We have about 7,000 students. At Columbia, we're considered about a medium-sized college. A majority of that student body, though, will be mostly undergraduates who are earning some kind of bachelor's degree from us. This past year, we did enroll 2,000 new students, and that's going to be a combination of new freshmen and transfer students. Particularly this past year, a majority of that number was transfer students who enrolled at a maybe local community college or a university from their hometown, and then finished out their major-related classes with us later. We do have over 100 different majors and programs. That's a combination of majors, minors, online certificates, and graduate degrees. And then we also do have 71% of new freshmen live in our residence halls. It's a really great location because one, you get to live in downtown Chicago. And also at some point when you do get a job or internship here, while you're here, it's probably going to be located in the downtown area anyway. So location and access, it's a perfect combination. In terms of diversity, we do have about 49% of students identify as students of color. And then about a third of our student body identifies within the LGBTQIA spectrum. And this is a really big part of our identity here at the college, especially a college that focuses in the creative industries and the visual and performing arts. If we don't have platforms and opportunities for students to share their stories, their life experiences, and the walks of life they've come from, we wouldn't be doing our job. And then in terms of the average high school GPA for an incoming freshman, it's about a 3.34. We are also test optional. And if you don't feel comfortable or confident with those test scores, you don't have to submit them if you don't want to. In terms of the learning environment that you'll experience here, we are a hands-on immersion in your field from year one. So what that means is in some colleges and universities throughout the US, they might have you do your major related classes your last 2 years during your college experience. At Columbia, we don't have that. We let you jump right in, year one, semester one. So if you're into musical theater or graphic design or film, we don't make you wait. You can just jump right in whenever you're ready. In terms of our class sizes, we're about 15 to 18 students per class. It's a really great opportunity, particularly for you to create rapport and connections and networking skills with, one, your classmates, and ultimately your instructors as well. And then we do make sure faculty, they live what they teach. I always like to give this example. I was a student here at Columbia many years ago, and in our theater department, I took a stage makeup class, and my head instructor to that was the head makeup artist to Wicked when it had its residency here in Chicago. So I definitely trusted her with a lot of the things that she taught us. In terms of majors and programs, I did mention earlier that we do have over 100 different majors and programs. This is a very general overview of what's available to you at the college. So we do have the School of Audio, Communication, and Writing, the School of Media Arts, the School of Performing Arts, and then the School of the School of Visual Arts and Business. And then we do have something very unique to Columbia. This is a pretty new program that we developed about 5-6 years ago. It's called the Columbia Experience. There's 3 classes that you'll take throughout your 4 years here. So they're Big Chicago, the Creative Communities and Innovation and Impact. We do want to make sure that when you enroll here at the college, whether you're a freshman or a transfer student, that you know from the get-go what those industries look like here, what those job opportunities look like here. So you're constantly exposed to what those types of industries throughout your time here, so that when you do graduate from Columbia, you know what career paths and options are available for you here in the city. And I did mention we are a 4-year liberal arts college, so you still got to take, that math class, those science classes, history, English, all that good stuff to earn your degree from us here. And then lastly, it would be a shame if I didn't talk about our student life and our student body, especially being a college that focuses on the creative industries. We do have over 70 different clubs and organizations here. Whatever you probably like, I'm sure a club already exists here. So some examples I always like to talk about are our K-pop club, DJ club. We have a Quidditch team that practices in Grant Park and competes across with other colleges around the city. And if that club doesn't already exist, you can create your own. And then we do have over hundreds of different campus events going on throughout the year. So again, to talk about the theater department, they put on about 30 to 35 productions a year. So I always tell students, there should never be a reason why you're bored, because there's always something going on here at all times. And then we do also have residence centers designed specifically for creative students. This is my contact information. Again, my name is Alfredo Echeverria. You can shoot me an email there, give me a call there. If you wanted to go to our website, start an application and submit one, you can go to colum.edu/apply. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for having us here today, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Great. Thank you very much, Columbia College Chicago. And our last presenter for the evening will be Mercer University. We can't. I think you're still on mute there.
There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Atchison. I am an Assistant Director of Admissions and Recruitment here at Mercer University. I graduated from Mercer myself a couple of years ago. I had a double major in history and sociology and minored in Spanish. And then now I'm getting a master's at Mercer as well. So I am going to be what we call a double bear, because the bear is our mascot. We are located in Macon, Georgia. So we are just in the heart of Georgia, the very center of the state, about an hour south of Atlanta. We love where we are because Macon is a thriving community and a really great place to start out a career, as well as a great place to go to college. We really like to think about ourselves as a place where we really intersect between research and service, making sure that you as students will have access to research opportunities as early as your freshman year in whatever your chosen field may be, and then have the opportunity to take those resources that we have available to help other people. So we do this in a couple of different ways. One is by making sure that your classes are small enough that you can find mentorship and build relationships with your professors. We have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and our average class size is about 23 students. You can find your coursework in all of our 12 different schools and colleges that are available at Mercer. Some of those are undergraduate schools and colleges, and some are graduate and professional. So if you're thinking about continuing your education, then you can definitely do that at Mercer as well, going into anything from pharmacy school to nursing school, to going on to something like an education master's or PhD or business MBA, all different types of programs, over 65 different undergraduate majors available, and then well over 100 total programs available at the university. But it can't all be serious all the time. We do want to make sure that you're having fun while you're in college too. So campus life is of vital importance to us. We have 18 Division I athletic teams on our campus, so great opportunities for you to get involved in sports in that way if you would like to. You can definitely contact our coaches about recruitment possibilities. Or if you are just like me and you have no sporting ability at all, then you can get involved by cheering on the Mercer Bears. One of my favorite things to do is to go to our athletic events and see how hardworking our students are and how much they are able to achieve. Not only do we have sporting events though, I was also a 4-year member of our choral ensembles on campus. We have a fantastic music school, as well as a wonderful strings conservatory on campus. And so you can go and see an opera or see amazing strings performances on the weekends or during the weeknights as well, to keep yourself busy. We also have over 140 different student organizations, so lots of different ways to get involved, depending on what you would like to do. That's everything from service organizations, which is one of our main focuses as a university, to ballroom dance club, to esports club, to tabletop gaming society. Whatever you want to do, we definitely have something that'll be a good fit for you. And if we don't have it yet, it's very easy to start an organization on campus. We have a really great process to go through, as long as you have an advisor and a couple of other students who want to do the same thing that you would want to do. As you're going through your time at Mercer, your freshman year starts off with your courses being in your field. You don't have to wait to get started on courses that are going to be in your major. As you're going through that time, you also will start to get to know your mentors and your advisors, who will be there to help you along the entire way that you're at Mercer. As you're building those relationships, you can also start thinking about your research interests, and can start research as early as your freshman year, which is a really great opportunity, because research and internships are of vital importance these days as you're looking for that hands-on experience to go into the workforce. As you're building those relationships with your professors and starting that research, and maybe getting involved in a few clubs and organizations, we also encourage our students to take part in one of our many service opportunities across campus, or also across the rest of the world. Our service opportunities really abound. Our students did over 500,000 hours of community service last year, and we think that's incredibly important to be using all of the resources that we have as an institution to be helping other people. One of our largest service projects that we do each year is called Mercer on Mission, where we go to 14 or 15 countries each summer, and we have the opportunity for our students to give back to others through research and service. Could be something like going to our flagship program in Vietnam, where you go and help fit prosthetic legs on victims of landmines, because over 2,000 people a year will lose a limb in Vietnam because of landmines left over from the Vietnam War. We've been going there since 2007, and at this point we have fit almost 15,000 people with prosthetic limbs, and we're really proud of that project and what impact our students can have, because not only do they go and do the fittings themselves, but they've also designed the prosthetics through our biomedical engineering program. So if there's something that you're interested in, if there's a large impact that you want to have on other people around the world, then maybe you're just thinking of yourself as a Mercerian already. Mercerians are what we call ourselves, and I'm hoping you're thinking, well, being a Mercerian sounds pretty cool. How do I get there? It's a good question. If each year on August 1st of your senior year, you're able to apply to Mercer, our early action deadline is coming up on November 15th, so just keep that in mind. We are test optional, so if you would like to submit test scores, you may, but you don't have to submit any additional materials in order to be test optional at Mercer. So you have plenty of opportunity here to earn not only your acceptance into the university, but also merit scholarships and opportunities to join things like our honors program without test scores. Our average incoming academic GPA is a weighted 3.99 this year. So we're really proud of the types of students who come to Mercer. But if you don't quite have a 3.99, don't be scared away, because that's just an average. And we are a holistic review institution. So when we're reading your application, we're going to get to know you. We're reading that whole application, not only the essay on the application, but your letters of recommendation and looking at all of your activities to see what you've been involved in. I would definitely highlight any service activities that you've gotten to be involved in, since that is something that's so important to us, as well as making sure that you're showing all sides of you and letting us see how well-rounded you are. I'm really hoping that if you have any questions, you'll feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help out because I represent all of Tennessee, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Hey, thank you very much, Mercer, and thank you to all the panelists this evening for great presentations. Since we only have 4 panelists this evening, we do have a little bit of extra time. So I thought maybe we could have you all go around and answer an additional question to provide the audience with more information. So I would pose 2 questions to you. You can choose which to answer or answer both. What is your favorite tradition or event at your school? And what is one thing you did not put in your presentation that you would have if you had had more time this evening? And why don't we go in the same order? So we'll start with Visible Music College.
Okay, great. So one of probably my all-time favorite thing, I'm also alumni of Visible. So I have great memories of this as a student, and now I love participating as a staff member. Twice a year, we take the entire college on a retreat. So we actually go to a place with lots of cabins, and we spend a lot of time outside, and we eat all our meals together, and kind of just take a break from classes and really focus on community. So I think that's definitely my favorite thing that we do every year.
Great, thank you. And Drury?
Yeah, probably the biggest thing that always gets overlooked, at least within our campus, is how beautiful the campus is. We're a Tree USA campus, which usually means, at least whenever you think about being a Tree USA campus or a tree sanctuary, that there's just trees everywhere. We do have a lot of trees, but it's mainly like the different species of trees that is extremely interesting. Our head groundskeeper does an incredible job and just makes, especially now during fall, our campus is just gorgeous. But my favorite event, and by far the biggest hyped up event, is Panther Palooza. Awesomely named, but it's during our orientation and right after our move-in day. So we have a move-in and then orientation, and that Monday night before kids start classes on Tuesday morning, we have fireworks, barbecue, ice cream, and a bunch of different clubs and organizations. Mainly Greek Life is there to kind of recruit and figure out where students kind of want to fit in if they haven't already found their friend group. But the fireworks are probably my favorite part at the end. It's a professional show that's very well done. I think it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So you definitely get your money's worth, even though it's free.
Great, thank you. Columbia College, Chicago.
For sure. So we have something called Manifest, which we consider at the end of the year sort of festival. It's a one-day street festival that we close our entire campus. We're a mile long on downtown Chicago. So it's a sort of a celebration for seniors to put on their senior showcases and all the hard work that they've been putting into their final projects. So it's a really good time. It's basically 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Party all day long. previous performers before they were famous. We had Kanye West perform there once. We had Chance the Rapper there once. But it's a really good, fun time there.
Great, thank you. And Mercer?
I think one of my favorite things that we do on our campus is called Real Talk. It's a speaker series where our professors will come and talk to our students about a time that they have been challenged, a time that they have failed at something, a time that maybe they didn't do their best. Just to normalize the idea that you don't always have to be striving for this perfection, because everybody is a human being and everyone makes mistakes or sometimes needs a little bit of extra help, and talking about how they've overcome some of those challenges in the past. And so getting to see the impact that our professors get to have on our students every day really means a lot to me. And then the students have started flipping it, and they have the student edition of Real Talk as well, where they get to share some challenges that they have had with the rest of the student body too.
Great, thank you. I love doing these sessions. I get to learn new things about all these schools and then make a list of where I want to visit next. So it looks like it's quiet in the Q&A. So we'll go ahead and move to the closing. I want to thank all the panelists for joining us this evening and giving excellent presentations. And thank you for the attendees as well. Just a few quick notes before we close out. After you close this window, you'll get a very quick 4-question survey. We ask you to take a minute and complete. Again, just to encourage you to sign up for additional sessions at the same website where you signed up for this evening session. And in about 1 week's time, a recording of this webinar will be available on that registration website. So thank you, panelists. Thank you, attendees. Good luck in your college search and have a great evening.